is this? What is that move? I don't even know. What's going on, everyone? How y'all doing? Guess what? It's Wednesday. It's time to stream. To scream? No, to stream. How's it going, everybody? Good to see you all here today. Let's see. I see somebody's having sushi California roll. It's mid. I like that. My favorite, honestly, like ever, is the Philly roll. The Philly roll with like the smoked salmon and the cream cheese. That's like my all-time favorite sushi. And I used to be able to get it at like my local grocery store. Like they actually made decent sushi, and then they changed everything, and I don't know what happened, but they started like making literally all of their sushi with crab meat. So it's like that you can't do that. You can't do that. That's a sin. I mean, unless you want like a crab meat roll, but like all of it, it's like, how is it a Philly roll? Thank you, music. Thank you, music. Anyways, but yeah, it's like, how is it a Philly roll without like the smoked salmon and the cream cheese? Like that's the whole point about it is smoked salmon. Welcome to my rant about sushi. Let's see, who do we got in the chat? We got Specs. Good to see you. You're the one with the sushi. Buddy Friendo, hello. Halloween Mom, hello. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I don't know why I keep saying monad. Like, I need to change, like, well, I have changed that. I actually just checked it. I don't know why I keep saying that. It shouldn't be saying that. It should be saying, like, Starlight or something like that. Christopher Smith, good to see you. So, today, my lovelies, we are catching up with the Democratic National Convention. I have not been able to sit down and, check that out, so that's what we're going to be doing today. It is really politically heavy lately because you know, we're getting to the end of this presidential campaign, and boy, what a campaign. For tonight, I am drinking an assortment of ramen sodas. I originally got this one with Cassie. Cassie drank hers. I can't remember which flavor she got, but then I ended up picking up a couple more just because, like, I don't know, I thought it would be interesting to just sample some drinks. I'm not sponsored, obviously, or anything, but so I'm going to start with original flavor, ramen. I haven't had this in years. I've had this before, but honestly, it's been so long, I don't remember what this tastes like. Oh, Cassie has strawberry. I have a strawberry one. I have a strawberry one and a grape one. Now, the key to this soda, this is like a Japanese soda, is that there's like a bead in the top here that you have to like poke through. So, let's see. There we go. Oh, it is. Oh. Oh, shit. She's spilling. Now my hands are all sticky. Great. That's an interesting smell. Now I need a paper towel or something. I'm a mess. No, Pocky. I know, right? Or those, like, little chocolate panda things. That's not bad. 80 calories? That's not bad. How much sugar? I'm like, why can't I see? Probably because you have your sunglasses on. I wear my sunglasses at night. 20 milligrams of, 20 grams of sugar. I've seen worse. I need a paper towel. Hold on. Are my Okay, I got it. I got it everywhere. Okay. Gotta have paper towels. Okay, so yeah. Sangria. Naturally flavored. How natural is it? Ramonade. Premium carbonated soft drink. Original flavor. Made with real sugar. I think what I like about it is it doesn't have that very like viscous sugary after thing. That's what turns me off about like a lot of soda. Like cuz I mean I'll do zero sugar sodas because they taste more watered down, and I genuinely like that cuz if I drink regular soda, I don't like that after taste like and feeling of where like your mouth is just coated and it's just kind of like old sweet flavor like left in your mouth. Like I don't like that. I like to take a drink and then go immediately back to tasting nothing. So this is pretty good for that. Okay. Ramen. Not bad. Not too sugary. Definitely not as sugary as like a Coke or a Pepsi or... Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I would prefer zero sugar, but it's not too bad. Nothing I would drink every day. Definitely like as a treat. As a little treat. So yes, Democratic National Convention. We are going to cover that today. I found like the whole thing. Obviously, we're not going to watch every single solitary minute of it. That would be insane, and we would be here literally till dawn. For those who are living in the U.S. It might be dawn for you right now if you're in a different country. I don't know. Let's see. Last day of hearing me complain about my hair being all goof McPoofs, because tomorrow I have a haircut. Tomorrow I have an appointment to get my hair cut, so I'm really excited. So say goodbye to the unmanageable hair that I will not stop talking about every single stream. It'll be a relief for all of us. I'm doing us all a favor by getting my hair cut finally. Hello, LaDonna. And then, if we have a little bit of time, either before or after we get started on this, there's like a weird, I don't know, cop video I was watching about some like rich lady complaining about property issues. I might cover that because I was kind of looking at it beforehand. Wow, there is a lot of delay. Hold on, I'm going to reset this. There we go. That's a little bit better. Anyway, sorry about that. LaDonna says, I love how you have the cat ears / horns. They're horns, not cat ears. But thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I brought I used to have these, and then I got the headphones I had them on were really uncomfortable. And then I got these new headphones that are much more comfortable, and then I didn't put the horns back on for a while. So yes, these are my horns. So, my friends, should we get started on this? Because this is going to be long, and I don't know. I just know sometimes it's like really boring for some people to get into politics and stuff. I mean, I agree. But I'm trying to catch up with this stuff, so hopefully it'll be a lot more entertaining, having it narrated a little bit through somebody else. Um, I'm not a pro, like, in every single policy topic, but I do know a lot of, like, social issues and things like that. So, I mean, it's not like I'm here to, like, teach you or, like, give you insight. It's just, like, let's just, like, watch this together and have a discussion around it. We got the Democratic National Convention. Interesting. We did cover the Republican one, did we? Yeah. Yeah? Did that already happen? I don't know. So much has been happening. Like, I'm losing my marbles over it. This is, like, the craziest, like, presidential election ever. Frankly. But yeah, why not? Why don't we just let's just get started. Yeah, we did cover the RNC, I swear. But it was, like, way different. Does this have sound? Oh, there we go. All this stuff. Just trying to get... All right.
And now, my friends, I'm standing on the same convention stage that inspired me, and I'm the chair of the Democratic Party, the world's oldest political party. Folks, only in America.
By the way, there's no captions available. Thank you so much for becoming a member, LaDonna. I really appreciate that. Yay! Everybody do LaDonna and I think Halloween Mom. Let's do some demons in the chat for the new members.
And that's the beautiful thing about this country that I love so much. Hope and hard work can take you anywhere. You can go to college, you can start your own business, you can even win the Olympics. That's the America Democrats believe in, and that's the America Democrats are fighting for. So 4 years ago, my friends, we were a country divided by fear, and we were stuck under a man who preached bigotry and hatred. Hope was lost. But my friends, we found hope in...
I think we just miss, like, who this person is. But, I mean, at this point, it's just, like, the introductory, like, part.
President Biden and Vice President Harris. And the 80 million Americans who stood by their side. And now we are united. We're united in our pursuit of progress. Because, my friends, they saw us. They fought for us.
I mean, at this point, I think a lot of Americans are going, like, especially at this point, the Democratic Party seems, like, more united than ever, especially since Biden dropped out and Kamala got in. It seems like people are, like, pretty hopeful and on board with this stuff, whereas before it was just, like, really, just kind of really dismal. But it is true that the Republicans have just been fear-mongering so much where there's just... It's getting old, right? The fear-mongering is getting old. Like, people are tired of it. So now Democrats have discovered, well, we're going to speak more positively about goals. And frankly, it's kind of working for them.
They heard us. And under their transformational leadership, we have forgiven billions in student loans. We have expanded access to health care, and we have strengthened the middle class. But the fight continues, and there is still more work to do. You know, I know that when we elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, they will build on our accomplishments, and they will create a country that works for every American. They will invest in our dreams and our futures, and hope will light our path forward. They will lead us in the fight for America, and believe me, when we fight, we win. And folks, we can never forget who we are fighting for. This election is about Americans who are watching right now, wondering, who's going to finally pave that dirt road, or make it easier to feed their family, or get medical bills under control?
Or stop the fucking price gouging? Thank you very much.
Election is about those who believe anybody can achieve their dreams if they work hard and trust in the endless possibilities of America. This election is about communities who need to see that hope and joy will always overcome fear and chaos. This election is about every little boy inspired by a party chair who looks like him, and every little girl who will finally see a president who looks like her.
Okay.
My friends, we are paving a path for them. We're working toward a brighter future for them, and we need each and every one of you to join us. In my beloved home state of South Carolina, our motto is, while I breathe, I hope. Folks, I believe in the power of hope, but it's going to take more than hope to win this election. So in the next 78 days, our motto can't be just, while I breathe, I hope. It must be, while I breathe, I vote. Because that is how we make hope real for all of America. America, let's vote for Democrats up and down the ticket. Let's save our democracy, and let's vote for our MVP, Kamala Harris, and our coach, Tim Walz. Thank you all so much for being here. And now,
I wonder where Matt Walsh is. Did you all see that, like, Matt Walsh, totally, like, just tried to put on a disguise? You guys know who Matt Walsh is. He's like a fucking Daily Wire, like, Republican conservative mouthpiece that's, like, also, like, really into preservation of Caucasian people or white people, you know, really into, like, the whole white race stuff. And very, very, like, oddly obsessed with trans people for some reason. I don't know why he keeps thinking about that. Let's see. Matt Walsh, disguise. Well, he decided to be, like, sneaky. He decided to be sneaky. There he is back there. There he is there. So, and I swear I've seen him, like, wear this disguise before. The funny thing is, what cracks me up the most is that's his real beard. But, like, it looks fake. So it looks like his beard is even faker here with, like, all the other, like, fake shit. I mean, that's like how he look. Like, his beard looks like it's fucking pasted on. So I don't know, but then again, you do see people who, like, look like other people. But this, I swear to God, this is him. And he would do that. He's like, I'm gonna go into the DNC and see how crazy these people are. How old is Matt Walsh? I think he's, like, pretty young. $38? Oof. Oof. The man's only 2 years older than me. Oof. God. Time is not too kind to him. That's pretty rough for 38 years old. God damn. Matt Walsh. It looks like the glasses. It's like he's walking in with the glasses and a mustache disguise. Like this shit. It's like he just as well wear a pair of these. But no, it's like I could never imagine his beard looking faker until like he puts a wig on. Now it really looks fake. So yeah, Matt Walsh is lurking around here somewhere.
It is indeed my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, who will be co-chair
Your beard is weird.
for tonight. This is a young woman who is the current lieutenant governor of the great state of Minnesota. And when Tim Walz becomes vice president, she will become the first Native American governor in this great country. Folks, let's welcome Peggy Flanagan.
Thank you, Jamie. As we gather together on this historic night, we remember those who came before us, who fought and prayed this moment into existence. The suffragists and the abolitionists, the activists who fought for our rights, the leaders who paved the way for us all. Their courage and conviction shaped the course of history. Their memory reminds us that the fight for freedom always passes from one generation to the next. We owe it to them and to ourselves to carry their legacy forward. Tonight we pay tribute to those who dared to dream of a country that
I don't know about these earrings.
truly
I don't know about
stands
this
for
outfit.
liberty and justice for all. Next, we'll hear
This
from
outfit is just, I don't know, it's kind of confusing me. It's giving me like Beetlejuice meets Flintstones.
Wow. Hello, delegates. Now, you know, I've seen a lot in my lifetime. I was just 22 years old when Fannie Lou Hamer made her presence known at another Democratic convention. It was in 1964 in Atlantic City. And she arrived with a group of black delegates from Mississippi. And she simply asked that her delegates be seated in place of the state's all-white delegation. She told the people in the room
There's a
about
lot of
the
people I
violence
don't
she
know.
suffered at the hands of white police because she, a black woman, had demanded her right to vote. When she finished, she asked the country a simple but profound question. Is this America? She didn't get the outcome she was hoping for in Atlantic City, but you can bet that when the official
This kind of tastes like bubblegum, this
Mississippi
ramen.
delegation was seated at the convention 4 years later, Fannie Lou Hamer was sitting there with them. Now here we are, 60 years later at another Democratic convention with Kamala Harris as our party's nominee.
Cassie's like, I wonder if the outfit and earrings are about her native heritage. Oh, gee, I wasn't meaning it like that. Great. Maxine Walters.
Oh, so I know there is no better leader to marshal us into the future Kamala has been a courtroom prosecutor, a district attorney, an attorney general, a United States senator, vice president of the United States. And when the dust settles in November, and Americans of all stripes have elected her their president, I know she'll be thinking about Fannie Lou, who I happen to know is one of Kamala's heroes. In that moment, all of us, from New York to Pennsylvania, to Arizona, to California, we can ask ourselves, is this America? And we will be able to say loudly and proudly, you're damn right it is.
That's right.
To report that
All
there were
right.
no
Next
credentials
speech.
issues to be decided by the committee. Their work allowed us to nominate 2 champions for democracy and freedom, Vice President Harris and Governor Walz.
Our delegate selection process is designed to ensure every voice is heard and every vision is heard, and our delegates accurately represent their electorates. Diversity is our party's strength, and I'm so proud to see the wonderful representation of our party and democracy here today. I am pleased to share that the Credentials Committee report was adopted and all delegates have been fully credentialed. In memory of Marvin Turner, we are going to...
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like... I mean, it's a little bit set up. I mean, they're kind of... I'll say, in my opinion, Kamala is kind of just, like, falling into this, I think. Like, I mean, she's already tried to run for president, and it didn't go so well. So, the fact that she's in this position now, I mean, it's she's just kind of, like, in the right place at the right time, to be fair. Not saying that she can't work really hard at being the president and do really good things. I'm just saying, like, I mean, it really honestly could have been anybody as the vice president at this time in alternate universes. But here we are. It's still legit. I mean, things change fast, and things still can change. I mean, it's like, I know it seems like the election, like the voting time is like here around the corner. Things can change really fast.
to have a great convention, and we are going to win. Thank you.
Please welcome Rules Committee Co-Chair, Bishop Leah Daughtry.
I'd like to hear about policy. I mean, all this fluffy talk is great, but I'd like to hear more about like policy and stuff and how they're going to unite on that.
Hello, Democrats. It was my honor to serve as co-chair of the Convention Rules Committee alongside my friend, Governor Tim Walz. Governor Walz is a little occupied this evening, but it's good to know that serving as co-chair of the Rules Committee is a ladder for promotion. The Rules Committee adopted the procedural rules of the convention on July 24th. They are based on long-standing processes governing our convention and ensured that we met all ballot access deadlines. The rules established the virtual nominating process for the party's nominees and set the stage for in-person votes at the convention to adopt our platform and resolutions recommended by the Rules Committee, as well as to cast celebratory votes on our nominees and hear their acceptance speeches. Under the Rules Committee authority, the Rules Committee is recommending for your approval one resolution, Contained in the committee's report, the resolution supports the current practice regarding automatic delegates, as well as other reforms to make our party stronger. The co-chairs are pleased to move the adoption of this resolution on behalf of the Rules Committee.
Thank you, Bishop Daughtry. The Rules Committee has moved the approval of the resolution. Is there a second? We have a second. I will now call for a voice vote on approving the resolution as recommended by the Rules Committee. All those in favor of the committee's recommendation to approve the unity resolution say aye. All opposed say nay. I'm pleased to report
He didn't even wait.
that with a majority of delegates having voted in the affirmative, the resolution has been approved.
Okay, that's special. Let's see. Let's
My
move
thanks
on.
to our Rules Committee co-chairs and members for your efforts to build a transparent and inclusive party. Thank you, Madam Chair. All those in favor of approving the platform, please say aye. All opposed say no. Co-chairs, I am pleased to report for the record that with a majority of the delegates having voted in the affirmative,
Yeah, but what if that one person was just like, boo?
the
That one person would be Matt Walsh, obviously.
platform has been adopted. Once again, thank you to our platform committee co-chairs and members, as well as the platform drafting committee and its chair, Louisa Terrell.
When Kamala Harris set out to find her vice president, just 1 month ago, she was looking for someone who
Has it been a month already? Jesus.
believes in our democracy, who works hard for the American people, and has an endless supply of hope for our future.
Endless bag of snacks, Nutter Butters, cheese curds, and Diet Dew.
Now this is
Every
talk I
time
can
we
get behind.
meet, he brings something for me. Because he's
I'm trying to get to more of
I was in
the...
a state of panic, terrified.
Vulnerable. She's done it for her whole career. As vice president, she and President Biden passed my legislation to make health care more affordable. And now 4 out of 5 Americans can get covered through the Affordable Care Act for $10 or less.
I mean, it's true. Like, I mean, Democrats seem kind of make like empty promises, but they have been incrementally like doing stuff lately. So it's a bit more believable this round.
Per month. And under the Biden-Harris administration, the number of uninsured Americans hit an all-time low. 4 years ago, it was not safe to hold a convention like this. But tonight, thousands have gathered in this arena in my home state of Illinois to make sure Kamala Harris is the next president of the United States. We have come so far these past 4 years, and we're not going back. Thank you.
We're not going back. Hello, MC Heavyset. Good to see you.
My name is Rich Logis. I live in Florida, and until 2 years ago, I was a full-fledged member of MAGA. I
Wow.
didn't need Trump. I was a MAGA pundit. I had my own podcast. I was in a state of panic, terrified that Democrats were destroying our country.
Never heard of this guy.
When the pandemic hit, we needed leadership, but we were given almost nothing. It was a major betrayal to the country. So I finally stepped outside the MAGA echo chamber. I stopped listening to what Trump said and looked around with my own eyes. And I realized he had been lying about pretty much everything. Lying is Trump's toxic superpower. He's ripped apart families, communities, our whole country. So this is my message to all the Republicans and independents.
Wasn't there this whole thing like recently about supposedly he was talking to Netanyahu about not accepting any ceasefire deals because it'll make Kamala like look too good? I'm pretty sure that's got to be illegal in some sense, but of course, not really much action on it. We'll look that up in a minute.
Who are watching? People like me who voted for and believed in Trump. I made a grave mistake, but it's never too late to change your mind. You don't need to agree with everything you hear tonight to do what is right. We need to be able to trust our leaders. That's why I'm all in for Kamala Harris.
Okay.
Please welcome
You go, girl.
California Representative Robert Garcia.
All right, this is my state.
Thank you. Thank you. We all remember. We all remember the world
Shut up, everyone.
in 2020.
Let me speak.
Where we were, and for some of us, who we lost. Now, I was in my second...
Honestly, at this point, the pandemic is kind of a blur for me. I just remember, like, a lot of... I don't know. It was like all the days blended together. It was just like one big, giant, long, bad day.
second term as mayor of Long Beach, California. And my mom was a healthcare worker. Like many of you, I watched in terror and horror as the COVID pandemic consumed our lives. As mayor, I fought for more hospital beds, for more tests, and to make masks.
I don't know. Do any of you, like, is there something that's, like, you remember most about the pandemic? Like, what sticks out to you the most? Like, when you first think of, like, the pandemic and, like, what you did at the time and what happened and what you were doing, how you reacted.
More accessible. What we needed at that moment was national leadership. But instead, we got Donald Trump.
Donald Grump.
While schools closed and dead bodies filled morgues, Donald Trump downplayed the virus. He told us to inject bleach into our bodies. He peddled conspiracy theories across the country. We lost hundreds of thousands of Americans and our economy collapsed.
I don't think he directly said you should inject bleach into your bodies. I think he just made a dumbass comment like, wouldn't that be good? Like, shouldn't we do that? Wouldn't that be ideal?
Now that summer of 2020, my mom and my stepfather both died of the COVID pandemic. And I miss them every single day. So when Donald Trump and his MAGA extremists, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, downplay the horror of the pandemic, it should make us all furious. Now, I will never forget when Kamala Harris called me after my parents died. She told me about her own story, about losing her own mother.
I'm so sorry. Let me tell you about my
story. And that she was praying for me at that very moment.
I get it, though.
Now, we all know that later that year, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were elected president and vice president. And what a difference they made together. They got people vaccinated. They got the virus under control. They safely reopened our schools. And they passed the American Rescue Plan. A historic economic package that helped small businesses and created jobs all across the country. Thank you, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Now, I I am a proud immigrant who came to the United States as a young child. We grew up poor, English was our second language, and we often, like many immigrant families, struggled to get by. But my mom, she moved here to the United States because she believed in the American dream. I'll never forget the day
There's no more American dream. It's just an American nightmare.
that I became a United States citizen. I raised my right hand and I pledged an oath to protect and to love this country. It was the proudest day of my life. My mom taught me to love this country. She taught me that real American patriotism is not about screaming and yelling America first. Real American patriotism is loving your country so much that you want to help the people in your country. That is American patriotism.
I mean, I could get along with that better than what people are portraying it
And
to
we
be
all
now.
know that Kamala Harris understands and knows this as well. Kamala Harris is ready to lead this country.
Definitely a lot less fear-mongering. All right, what's going on over here?
In 2008, we met while working on the Obama-Biden campaign. We found our way there because we believe in the power of organizing. Then we found each other. The day we brought our second daughter home from the hospital, Brian was diagnosed with ALS. I was told I had 6 months to live. That was 7 years ago.
Well, that's pretty impressive.
We could not change Brian's diagnosis, but we knew how to organize. So we co-founded a nonprofit called I Am ALS, and thousands of terminally ill patients fought for new therapies, $1 billion to fund ALS research, and earlier
I'm trying to move it ahead because there's like a lot of like random speakers beforehand, and I'm kind of wanting to get to like this point over where AOC starts speaking, because it's AOC, then Hillary Clinton. Doesn't Obama speak? Yeah, let's get over to there. Let's get up to AOC. But where's Obama? I swear Obama speaks. Okay, there's a music thing. Anyways.
Wake up and show up and put Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the White House. We need a defender of the working class in the White House, someone who is one of us and someone who knows how to fight. And that fighter is the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris. Thank you.
Oh, right. Yeah, I thought this was like both nights together, but it's not. That's okay. Let's get to the more important speeches.
Please welcome
then.
New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Thank you, Chicago! Thank you, Chicago, for your energy. Thank you, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, for your vision. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chicago, for your energy. Thank you, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, for your vision. And
I mean, it's a bit refreshing to like see a political like event that hasn't once yet like mentioned shit about like abortion or trans people. Like, I'm so tired of that shit.
thank you, Joe Biden, for your leadership. You know, 6 years ago, I was taking omelet orders as a waitress in New York City. I didn't have health insurance. My family was fighting off foreclosure, and we were struggling with bills after my dad passed away unexpectedly from cancer. Like millions of Americans, we were just looking for an honest shake. And we were tired of a cynical politics that seemed blind to the realities of working people. It was then, only through the miracles of democracy and community, that the good people of the Bronx and Queens chose someone like me to elect them in Congress. And America, in my heart, I know from that same cloth of hope and aspiration, we will also elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as President and Vice President of the United States of America. I am here tonight because America has before us a rare and precious opportunity. In Kamala Harris, we have a chance to elect a president who is for the middle class because she is from the middle class. She understands the urgency of rent checks and groceries and prescriptions. She is as committed to our reproductive and civil rights as she is to taking on corporate greed.
I mean, the recent Kamala Harris like policy proposals, they're pretty good, but again, we'll see how well they go. There's definitely been some motion in those directions, but we'll see how it turns out.
And she is working tirelessly to secure a ceasefire in Gaza and bringing hostages home.
No, wait a minute. The U.S. is still supplying weapons to Israel or selling weapons to Israel. Like, we need to do, and that's why they have all those Palestine activists like protesting out there, because they're trying to ask for a weapons embargo. So we haven't seen a lot of direction or a lot of movement in that direction, even though they can. Like, they do have, like, Biden has leverage right now. So I mean, like, why wait?
In Kamala Harris, I see a leader who understands. I see a leader with a real commitment to a better future for working families. And Chicago, we have to help her win. Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends. And
That's not a lie.
am tired of hearing about how
wrong.
a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on our way of life. The truth is, Don, you cannot love this country if you only fight for the wealthy and big business. To love this country is to fight for its people, all people, working people, everyday Americans like bartenders and factory workers and fast food cashiers who punch a clock and are on their feet all day in some of the toughest jobs out there. You know, ever since I got elected, Republicans have attacked me by saying that I should go back to bartending. But let me tell you, I'm happy to any day of the week because there is nothing wrong with working for a living.
Okay. I don't know. Democrats also like to line their pockets, so when it comes to compassion for the working class, I'm not quite sold on that.
Imagine having leaders in the White House who understand that. Leaders like Kamala and Tim. But Chicago, just because the choice is clear to us does not mean that the path will be easy. Over the next 78 days, we will have to pour every ounce, every minute, every moment into making history on November 5th. But we cannot send Kamala and Tim to the White House alone. Together, we must also elect strong Democratic majorities in the House and in the Senate so that we can deliver on an ambitious agenda for the people. Because if you are a working parent trying to afford rent and childcare, Kamala is for you. If you are a senior who had to go back to work because your retirement didn't stretch far enough, Kamala is for you. If you're an immigrant family just starting your American story, Kamala is for you.
Okay.
America, when we knock on our neighbor's door, organize
I don't do
our
that.
communities, and elect Kamala Harris to the presidency on November
Well, I
5th,
don't do any knocking on doors,
we will
okay?
send a loud message that the people of this nation will not go back. We choose a new path and open the door to a new day, one that is for the people and by the people. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless. God bless you all.
All right, let's get on to Hillary Clinton.
Thank you, my fellow Democrats.
I mean, come on. She is a terrible person. She fucked up so bad, and then that's how, Trump was able to fall ass backwards into presidency. I'm just not impressed with her.
Thank you, my fellow Americans. Thank you so much. Wow. There's a lot of energy in this room, just like there is across the country.
How bitter is she going to be if Kamala wins? Because she was totally banking on being the first woman president.
Something is happening in America. You can feel it. Something we've worked for and dreamed of for a long time. First, though, let's salute President Biden. He has been democracy's champion at home and abroad. He brought dignity, decency, and competence back to the White House. And he showed what it means to be a true patriot. Thank you, Joe Biden, for your lifetime of service and leadership. And now we are writing a new chapter in America's story. You know, my mother Dorothy was born right here in Chicago before women had the right to vote. That changed 104 years ago yesterday. Think about it. Tennessee became the final.
Let's see. Brent says we don't need Europe or Ukraine. Europe needs to pay their share. Population in the United States is so much sparse in the center. Switzerland, blah, blah, blah. We absolutely do need Europe. Like, there needs to be some allyship. If that disintegrates, we're going to be much worse off.
To ratify the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. The state legislature was deadlocked until one lawmaker's mother, a widow who read 3 newspapers a day, sent a letter to her son. No more delays, she wrote. Give us the vote. And since that day, every generation has carried the torch forward. In 1972,
hello, heretical
a
response. Good to see you.
Black congresswoman named Shirley Chisholm she ran for president. And her determination let me and millions of others dream bigger, not just because of who she was.
You fumbled the
but
ball,
because
Hillary.
of who she fought for.
You
Working
fucked it up.
parents,
And because
poor
of that, we
children,
had to deal with
the last,
motherfucking Trump
the least, and the lost.
for the last 8
In
fucking years.
1984, I brought my daughter to see Geraldine Ferraro,
You did this to
the
us.
first woman nominated for vice president. If we can do this, Jerry said, we can do anything. And then there was 2016, when it was the honor of my life to accept our party's nomination for president.
And you fucked it up. Royally fucked that up.
And nearly 66 million Americans voted for a future where there are no ceilings on our dreams.
Yeah, now look at us. Roe v. Wade overturned and all that
And
noise.
afterwards, we refused to give up on America. Millions marched, many ran for office. We kept our eyes on the future. Well, my friends, the future is here. my mother and Kamala's mother could see us, they would say, keep going. Shirley and Jerry would say, keep going. Women fighting for reproductive health care are saying, keep going. Families building better lives, parents stretching to afford child care, young people struggling to pay their rent. They're all asking us to keep going. So, with faith in each other and joy in our hearts, let's send Kamala Harris and Tim Walz to the White House. You know, the story of my life and the
I can't listen to her because it's just like she fucked up so bad, and we've had to deal with Trump for like 8 years. Alright, let's go. I want my uterus back, and I want free tampons. Honestly, I mean, it's like half the world's population menstruates. Like, why aren't like free menstrual products just raining from the fucking sky? I don't get it. I guess everybody got emotional during this. We'll see. We'll see if I shed a tear. Biden got them in schools. Yeah, and like Tim Walz, like the right can't figure out like how to get a handle on him, so they call him Tampon Tim because like he approved like tampons to be in school bathrooms, but they're like, oh, they're in the boys' bathroom too. How terrible. It's like, who gives a shit? Pretty sure nobody gives a shit. Except for them, because they're fucking weird.
Thank you.
Oh, Sleepy Joe.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Oh my god, like how many signs does everybody have? They have like 5 fucking signs. Imagine like losing one. You're like, shit, where's my I love Joe sign? Fuck. Where's the USA one? Shit. I got this all mixed up.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Jesus Christ, get on with it.
you.
I gotta open my window. Hold on.
That was my daughter. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for so. I tell you what. To my dearest daughter Ashley, God love you, you're incredible. Thank you for the introduction and for being my courageous heart, along with Hunter and our entire family, and especially our rock, Jill. Who, as those of you who know us, she still leaves me both breathless and speechless. Everybody knows her. I love her more than she loves me. She walks down the stairs and I still get that going boom, boom, boom.
Ah,
Y'all
sweet.
will know me. No, not kidding. Let's give a special round of applause to our First Lady, Jill Biden.
He does seem a bit vibrant here, probably because he's put on the back burner.
My dad. My dad used to have an expression, for real. He'd say, Joey, family is the beginning, the middle, and the end. And I love you all. Folks. And America, I love you.
My appendix beats for you.
Folks, let me ask you. Let me ask you. Are you ready to vote for freedom?
I'm ready to vote for anybody but you and Trump. Anybody but you two, frankly.
Let me ask you, are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim
Which is
Walz?
my Which is what my thing is like I just don't want to vote for either of those two.
United States. My fellow Democrats, my fellow Americans, nearly 4 years ago, in winter, on the steps of the Capitol, on a cold January day, I raised my right hand and I swore an oath to you and to God to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and to faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States. In front of me was a city surrounded by the National Guard. Behind me, a Capitol just 2 weeks before had been overrun by a violent mob. But I knew then, from the bottom of my heart, that I knew now, there is no place in America for political violence. None. You cannot say you love your country only when you win.
Okay. Fair.
In that moment, I wasn't looking to the past. I was looking to the future.
I was looking to the future,
I spoke
Chick.
of the work at hand.
And it's a bunch of
The moment
malarkey.
we had to meet, it was, as I told you then, a winter of peril and possibility. Of peril and possibility. We're in the grip of a once-in-a-century pandemic, historic joblessness, a call for racial justice long overdue, clear and present threats to our very democracy. Thank you. And yet I believed then, and I believe now, that progress was and is possible. Justice is achievable. And our best days are not behind us, they're before us.
Okay. I like the
Now
consistency
it's
to the
summer.
counter narrative of make
Winter
great
has
America
passed.
great again.
And with a grateful heart, I stand before you now on this August night to report that democracy has prevailed.
Is he crying?
Democracy has delivered. And now democracy must be preserved. You've heard me say it before. We're facing an inflection point. One of those rare moments in history when the decisions we make now will determine the fate of our nation and the world for decades to come. That's not hyperbole, I mean it literally. We're in a battle for the very soul of America. I ran for president in 2020 because of what I saw in Charlottesville in August of 2017. Extremists coming out of the woods, carrying torches, their veins bulging from their necks.
Was it the
carrying
tiki
Nazi
torches?
swastikas,
Because that was
chanting
hilarious.
the same exact anti-Semitic bile.
Does anybody remember like the tiki torch Nazis? Where was that? Yeah. Like this shit. These freaking tiki torch idiots. These white nationalists. What a bunch of losers. I can't believe they went to like Party City or like the local Home Depot or Lowe's and just got a bunch of like garden torches. Come on, you're supposed to make that shit yourself.
That was heard in Germany in the early 30s. Neo-Nazis, white supremacists, the Ku Klux Klan.
That has honestly been my biggest bother for like the last like 8 years. It's just this rise and just the way these literal neo-Nazi groups feel emboldened to like represent themselves and go out and march and stuff. It's honestly insane. I mean, it just sounds like a complete conspiracy, right? When you're like our nation is under threat of like Christo-fascism or just like white nationalism. But it's true. It's quite literally true. That's why I'm wondering where Matt Walsh in there. Matt Walsh is a white nationalist.
So emboldened by a president then in the White House that they saw as an ally. They didn't even bother to wear their hoods. Hate was on the march in America. Old ghosts and new garments, stirring up the oldest divisions, stoking the oldest fears, giving oxygen to the oldest forces that they long sought to tear apart America. In the process, a young woman was killed When I contacted her mother, I asked about what happened. She told me. When the president was asked,
I mean, so far he ain't fucking up his
what he
speech.
thought had happened, Donald Trump said, and I quote, "There are very fine people on both sides. My God."
Oh, I remember that. Jesus Christ.
That is what he said and what he meant. That's
yeah,
what I realized.
that was fucking weird.
I'd listened to the admonition of my dead son. I could not stay
I
on
love
the
you.
sidelines.
You're special.
So I ran. Because I had no intention of running again. I just lost part of my soul. But I ran with a deep conviction. In America, I know and believe in an America where honesty, dignity, decency still matter. An America where everyone has a fair shot and hate has no safe harbor. An America where the fundamental creed of this nation that all of us are
Nancy
created
Pelosi is
still very much alive.
Crying right now.
And a broad coalition of Americans joined with me.
He looks like he's about to cry.
81 million voters voted for us. More than any time in all of history. Because of all of you in this room and others, we came together in 2020 to save democracy. As your president, I've been determined to keep America moving forward, not going back, to stand against hate and violence in all its forms, to be a nation where we not only live with but thrive on diversity, demonizing no one, leaving no one behind, and becoming the nation that we profess to be. I also ran.
Again, and I've said this before, but just it's refreshing to see them like talk about goals and things like hope and looking forward, because with Republicans it's just all freaking like abortion issues, keeping together the family, trans issues, Christianity. It's like they're just so weird, negative, and bizarre. You can't have a group based on hate. Movements based on hate like eventually disintegrate because it like you can't sustain that. That's not a sustaining motive. Oh, sorry. I like hiccup burped. Heretical Response, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. I should probably update the whiteboard. We'll do that in a minute. I haven't written anybody on the whiteboard in ages. I don't know. My whiteboard just kind of blends into the background.
To rebuild the backbone of America, the middle class.
Let's do some loppies in the chat for our new member. Loppies in the chat. Loppies in the chat.
I made a commitment to you that I be a president for all Americans, whether you voted for me or not.
And we do have Loppy here. Yes, I'm remembering to keep him close. Loppy is our rational support unicorn. Luckily, we're not seeing anything irrational today. That's why I'm saying it's almost more boring, right? It's almost more boring than the Republicans. The Republicans are just like so fucking crazy and they say all this tinfoiled hatted shit. But like these guys are all about like hope, looking forward, future planning, working on goals. So it's like I don't really have much to say other than it's just like I said, I never really trust Democrats because they make a lot of empty promises. So we'll see how this goes. But so far, they are significantly more united, more now than ever, I'd say. Well, not ever, but like in a long while.
We have done that. Studies show the major bills we have passed actually delivered more to red states than blue. Because the job of the president is to deliver to all of America.
What was that noise?
Because of you, and I'm not exaggerating, because of you, we've had one of the most extraordinary 4 years of progress ever, period.
I wouldn't say progress, more just cleaning up what Trump did. As best as possible.
We, I mean
Still got a long
Kamala
ways to
and
go.
me. Just think about it. COVID no longer controls our lives. We've gone from economic crisis to the strongest economy in the entire world.
I love how COVID is still going on, and there's like so many different variations, and like it's just like doesn't really reach the media much anymore. I mean, it does in certain aspects, but I have yet to get COVID. I've never had COVID. I'm a COVID virgin. Never tested positive, and I'm actually like way behind on my vaccinations, but I just like dodge that, I guess. I'll probably get it at like what, in like 5 years, some weird strain of it.
Record 16 million new jobs, record small business growth, record high stock market, record high 401ks, wages up, and inflation down, way down, and continuing to go down. The smallest racial wealth gap in 20 years. And yes, we both know we have more to do, but we're moving in the right direction. More Americans have peace of mind that comes from having health insurance. More Americans have health insurance today than ever before in American history. And after, as a young senator beginning to fight for 50 years to give Medicare the power to negotiate lower prescription drug prices, we finally beat Big Pharma. And guess who cast the tie-breaking vote? Vice President, soon-to-be President Kamala Harris. And now it's the law of the land. Instead of paying $400 a month for insulin, seniors with diabetes will pay $35 a month.
That's still a lot for some people.
The law we passed
but
already includes
that's definitely
January.
better. That's better than
Every
nothing.
senior's total prescription cost can be capped at $2,000 no matter how expensive the drugs they have.
That would be good.
What we don't focus on, and our Republican friends don't seem to understand, our reforms don't just save seniors money, they save the American taxpayers money. You know what we...
I definitely agree that there should be some like federal interaction with like companies doing price gouging on like food and stuff.
It saved $160 billion over the next decade. That's not hyperbole. It's because Medicare no longer has to pay those exorbitant prices to the big pharma. But look,
to the big pharma.
Look,
folks,
how can we have the strongest economy in the world without the best infrastructure in the world? Donald Trump promised Infrastructure Week every week for 4 years, and he never built a damn thing. But now,
who was that? Heretical Response is talking about that guy who capped AIDS meds at like 200 and bought an unreleased Wu-Tang album for like 20,000. Yeah, who was that? He was a fucking idiot. What was his name? God, who did the... Who was that? It was a guy... Oh yeah, Martin Scarelli or whatever. Right. This motherfucker with the man with a punchable face. Yeah, he was really backhanded with his. Yeah, drug goes from $13.50 a tablet to $750 overnight. I remember that. Yeah, and he tried to go in a roundabout way to like make it seem like he was actually like helping things, but it didn't add up in the end. And then he bought like a unreleased Wu-Tang album for some reason and was like joking about like never releasing it. Didn't he go to prison? I forgot all about that. Okay, he was convicted of financial crimes, which he served over 6 years in federal prison. Oh, interesting. Is he done now? Like, has he been on doing 4 point? Yeah, obviously he's out now. We gotta do it. We gotta follow up on that. Like, that totally fell off the face of the earth for me.
Because of what Kamala I've done.
Which album? Jesus Christ Superstar? I don't think that's by Wu-Tang.
Remember, we were told we couldn't get it done. Remember when we came into office, we couldn't get anything passed? But right now, we're giving America an infrastructure decade, not week. We're modernizing our roads, our bridges, our ports, our airports, our trains, our buses. We're removing every lead pipe from schools and homes so every child can drink clean water. We're providing affordable high-speed internet for every American, no matter where they live, not unlike what Roosevelt did with electricity. And so much more.
I gotta grab another root beer. Hold on.
We are uniting the country.
I don't think I have one in my fridge.
We're growing our economy. We're improving our quality of life. And we're building a better America. Because that's who we are. How can we be the strongest nation in the world without leading the world in science and technology? After years of importing 90% of our semiconductor chips from abroad, which America invented those chips. Our Chips and Science Act meant that private companies from around the world.
The album was Once Upon a Time in Shaolin? Yeah, I don't know, because I never listened to them.
Tens of billions of dollars.
Never listened to them.
Build new chip factories right here in America.
I couldn't name one fucking song.
And over that period, they'll create tens of thousands of jobs. And many of those jobs in the so-called fabs.
Can they be good paying jobs? Because every time they're like, we've created more jobs, it's like they are the bottom of the barrel and the worst of the worst. Like, we're talking like retail, like food service, minimum wage, and they cap you at part-time hours. They work you just enough to hit before they hit like over part-time hours, and you don't get any benefits. Like full-time. Hi, Morg. Hello. Good to see you. Thank you so much for the super chat. The super chat. Thank you for the super chat.
The buildings that make the chips that's being constructed now. And guess what? The average salary in those fabs, size of a football field, will be over $100,000 a year, and you don't need a college degree.
No, college degrees. I hate that. It's like you're brand new. It's like entry-level job. You need 3 years of experience. It's like, how is it both an entry-level job and you need 3 years of experience? Something's not adding up. Something's not adding up right here.
Because of you and so many electeds out there. American manufacturing is back. Where the hell to say we wouldn't lead the world in manufacturing? 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. our Republican friends, and others.
Okay, but then I'm like wondering at this point we're starting to like integrate AI into everyday human life. Like, how long is it before like that takes up a bunch of jobs? And then what are we going to do with people? We're going to have to start like building a system that's more geared towards education and higher pursuits. Not just people, not just like cater to situations where like people do the bottom of the barrel, like basic stuff, have like a industrious, like, I don't know, warehouse job or whatever. It's like by the time that all gets like AI, it's like we're gonna have to shift the gears of society.
Made sure they'd go abroad to get the cheapest labor. We used to import products and export jobs. Now we export American products and create American jobs right here in America, where jobs belong. With every new job, with every new factory, pride and hope is being brought back to communities throughout the country that were left behind. You know you're from it, many of you. You know what it's like when that factory closed, where your mother, your father, your grandmother, or grandfather worked. And now you're back, providing once again, proving that Wall Street didn't build America, the middle class built America, and unions built the middle class. It's been my view since I came to the Senate. And that's why I'm proud to have been the first president to walk a picket line. And be labeled the most pro-union
Education should be
president in
affordable
history,
and available.
I accept
It's
it.
not free and mandatory.
It's a
I agree.
fact.
We could totally just let people work less and pay them the same higher amount. I also agree with
Because
that.
when unions do well, we all do well. You got it, man. You got it.
A master's degree enforced by law? I don't know. It depends on what our education system, how they're teaching people, because that could be like really,
Remember, he told we couldn't
can
get
be
anything
really,
done because
I don't know, traumatic for some.
we couldn't get anything
Especially
done
for
from Congress?
doing it by
Well, with your
today's school
support,
standards in America. Oof.
we passed the most significant climate law in the history of mankind. Over $370 billion. Cutting.
Let's see. Spec says outsourcing, because Trump likes to outsource, but building it, but he also wants to build a wall. Well, I mean, yeah, outsource when it's convenient. Be xenophobic unless like somebody actually benefits you.
Cutting carbon emissions in half by 2030. Launching a climate corps, similar to AmeriCorps and Peace Corps, creating tens of thousands of jobs for young people of the future who are going to make sure this continues. Creating hundreds of thousands of jobs in clean energy for American workers, including the IBEW installing 500,000 charging stations all across America. And in the process, reducing carbon emissions. And we're seeing it. We're seeing to it that the first beneficiaries of environmental initiatives are those fence-line communities that have been smothered by the legacy of pollution. Louisiana and Delaware, Route 9, all the factories, all those chemical factories are right next to the poorest neighborhoods. They're the ones we're going to bring back. And how? How can we be the greatest nation in the world?
It's still really odd to me, like how much we've progressed, but haven't. I mean, like basic things like water, like we can't do that efficiently as an entire country.
Without the best education system in the world. Donald Trump and the Republican friends, they not only can't think, they can't read very well. Seriously, think about it. Look at their Project 2025. They want to do away with the Department of Education. Well, during the pandemic, Kamala and I helped states and cities get back their schools back open. And we gave public school teachers a raise. We created apprenticeships with businesses and communities, putting students on a path to a good paying job, whether or not they go to college. And by the way, we're making college a hell of a lot more affordable.
That would be good.
Increasing Pell Grants by $900. Over $15 billion to HBCUs.
Wait, increasing Pell Grants like $900? Yeah, that's helpful. That's not much though.
Minority service education, including Hispanic institutions and tribal colleges. We kept our commitment to provide more student relief than ever by lifting the burden of helping millions of families so they could get married, start a family, buy a home, and begin to build family wealth and contribute to the community.
Yeah, all things that I want to do. I'm joking. Not in the conventional way, anyways.
Creating more wealth. We've fundamentally transformed how our economy grows, from the middle out and the bottom up, instead of the top down. You know, my dad used to say there wasn't a whole hell of a lot to drop down on my kitchen table at the end of the month. I come from a basic middle-class family, 3-bedroom house, 4 kids, a grandpop living with us, decent neighborhood, but never a penny to spare. And look, that top-down notion never worked. A lot of Democrats didn't think it worked, but both thought it worked, but it doesn't. And when we did all that, what we've done, everybody can do well. Everybody. Donald Trump calls America a failing nation. No, I'm serious. But think about this. Think about this. He publicly says to the whole world, I'm going to say something outrageous. I know more foreign leaders by their first names and know them well than anybody alive.
Then why don't you do a weapons embargo on Israel?
Just because I'm so damn old.
But
I'm not joking. Think of the message he sends around the world when he talks about America being a failing nation. He says we're losing. He's the loser. He's dead wrong. Many of you are very successful people who travel the world. Name me a country in the world that doesn't think we're the leading nation in the world. Without America, not a joke, think about it. I'm being literal. Who could lead the world other than the United States of America? Well, guess what?
China.
America's winning, and the world's better off for it. America's more prosperous, and Americans are safer today than under Donald Trump. Trump continues to lie about crime in America, like everything else. Guess what? On his watch, the murder rate went up 30%, the biggest increase in history. Meanwhile, we made the largest investment, Kamala and I, in public safety ever. Now, the murder rate is falling faster than any time in history. Violent crime has dropped to the lowest level of more than 50 years. And crime will keep coming down. When we put a
Let's see, heretical response says, what do you think about having, like, people, they have to be licensed to procreate? I mean, at face value, that seems like a good idea, but if you think about, like, how people actually enforce that, I feel like there's a lot of room. Yeah, kind of like what Elise is saying. Like, there's going to be, I feel like, just a weird, I don't know. That just seems like a perfect opportunity. If that was established, that would seem like a perfect opportunity for, like, weird white nationalists to, like, prevent, like, colored people from having, like, people of color from having children. Like, to try and, because, you know, they have that thing about, like, they're really into procreation and boosting the population of white people because they have the fear that, like, white people won't exist anymore. How sad.
Prosecutor in the Oval Office instead of a convicted felon.
But ideally, like, it shouldn't be so easy for people to just have, like, a bunch of kids without their... And instead of that, honestly, on that note, instead of, like, trying to, like, prevent or allow people to procreate, like, why don't we just have a system in place that actually takes care of, like, people, gets them the right contraceptives, and, like, actually takes care of children? I think that would be ideal. Better health care.
And folks, the distinguished senator from the C Senate from California and I passed the first ban on assault weapons. And guess what? It worked. If we care about public safety, we need to prevent gun violence. And what makes me ashamed when I travel the world, which I do, more children in America are killed by a gunshot than any other cause in the United States. More die from a bullet than cancer, accidents, or anything else in the United States of America. My God. That's why Kamala and I are proud. We beat the NRA when we passed the first major bipartisan gun safety law in 30 years. I'm serious. That comes from here. And now it's time to ban assault weapons again.
How about you ban selling weapons to Israel? Just saying.
And demand universal background
Since you was at it.
It's hard. I never thought I'd stand before a crowd of Democrats and refer to a president as a liar so many times. No, I'm not trying to be funny. It's sad.
It is sad.
Trump continues to lie about the border. Here's what he won't tell you. Trump killed the strongest bipartisan border deal in the history of the United States that we negotiated with the Senate Republicans. It took 4 weeks. Once it passed, and they acknowledged the most expansive border change in American history, he called senators to say, don't support the bipartisan bill, because he said it would help me politically and hurt him politically. My God. No, I'm serious. Think about it. Not a joke. Ask even the press who doesn't like me. They'll tell you that's true. Typically, Trump, once again, putting himself first and America last. Then I had to take executive action. The result of the executive action I took, border encounters have dropped over 50%. In fact, there are fewer border crossings today than when Donald Trump left office. And unlike Trump, we will not demonize immigrants, saying they're the poison of blood.
Yeah, the fear-mongering and shit, saying they're from insane asylums. And I just, like, and plenty of people have said it, this isn't a new take. Like, it's like Trump actually believes, like, when the phrase, like, seeking asylum, like, it's like he takes that literally and thinks people are actually coming from asylums. Also, I think he thinks the Iron Dome is an actual Iron Dome.
America. Poison the blood of our country. Kamala and I are committed to strengthening legal immigration, including protecting dreamers and more. And here's what else I believe in. Protecting your freedom to vote, your freedom to love who you love. And your freedom to choose.
Hell yeah.
In its decision overturning Roe v. Wade, as you heard earlier tonight, the United States Supreme Court majority wrote the following, quote, women are not without electoral
women are out with electrical
or political power. No kidding. MAGA Republicans found out the power of women in 2022. And Donald Trump is going to find out the power of women in 2024.
There you go.
Watch. And where Trump and his mega Republican right-wingers seek to erase history, we Democrats continue to write history and make more history. I'm proud to have kept my commitment to appoint the first black woman in the United States Supreme Court. Ketanji Brown Jackson, a symbol for every young woman in America that you can do anything. I'm proud that I've kept my commitment to have an administration that looks like America and that taps in to the full talent of our nation. The most diverse cabinet in history, including the first black woman of South Asian descent to serve as vice president. And will soon serve as the 47th
Let's speed this up a
President
bit.
of the United States. She is good. Look. Thank you, Kamala. Folks, I've long said we have many obligations as a nation. But I got in trouble years ago for saying I'd make no apologies. We have only one truly sacred obligation: to prepare and equip those we send to war and care for them and their families when they come home and when they don't. That's why I'm so proud to have written and signed the PACT Act, one of the most significant laws ever, helping veterans and their families exposed to toxic materials like burn pits and Agent Orange. I was around during the Vietnam War. It's hard. Nobody was able to prove that there's illness.
More veteran care for veterans. Yeah, we like that. That Agent Orange
ain't
good.
Because they lived in burn pits like my son.
I have nothing to say. I have nothing to add about Agent
That is the cause
Orange.
of their illness. But because of the PACT Act, a surviving spouse to 2 children is now eligible for a stipend of about $3,000 a month. And those children who lost a parent are eligible for tuition benefits to go to college and to get job training. It's already helping over 1 million veterans and their families just so far. Well, I love them, and I'm so proud of my son's service. We get it. But guess who doesn't get it and doesn't respect our veterans?
Trump.
We know from his own chief of staff, the 4-star General John Kelly, that Trump, when in Europe, would not go to the grave sites in in France. The brave service members who gave their lives to this country. He called them suckers and losers. Who in the hell does he think he is? Who does he think he is?
Yeah, who the hell does he think he is?
There's no words for a person. They're not the words of a person not worthy of being commander-in-chief. Period. Not then, not now, and not ever. I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Just as no commander-in-chief should ever bow down to a dictator, the way Trump bows down to Putin. I never have, and I promise you, Kamala Harris will never do it. Will never bow down. When Trump left office, Europe and NATO was in tatters. Not a joke. America First doctrine changed our whole image in the world. Well, they gave the hours, about 190 hours sum total. Me and my counterparts were heads of state in Europe to strengthen NATO. We did. We united Europe like it had been united for years, adding Finland and Sweden to NATO. 10 days before he died, Henry Kissinger called and said, not since Napoleon has Europe not looked over their shoulder at Russia with dread. Until now. Until now. Well, guess what? Putin thought he'd take Kyiv in 3 days. 3 years later, Ukraine is still free.
Yeah, but they're fighting like hell for that.
Office, the conventional wisdom was that China would inevitably surpass the United States. They haven't noticed. No one's saying that now. And we'll keep working to bring hostages home and end the war in Gaza and bring peace and security in the Middle East.
Oh, shut up. You could help with that right now.
As you know, I wrote a peace treaty for Gaza. A few days ago, I put forward a proposal that brought us closer to doing that than we've done since October 7th. We're working around the clock, my Secretary of State, to prevent a wider war and reunite hostages with their families and surge humanitarian health and food assistance into Gaza now.
Yeah, whatever.
To end the civilian suffering of the Palestinian people. And finally deliver a ceasefire and end
Hi,
this
Susan.
war.
Good to see you.
Those protesters out in the street, they have a point. A lot of innocent people are being killed on both sides.
Ooh. You don't really want to make that centrist of a statement in referencing the Palestinian protesters. Okay. I don't think they're going to appreciate that. I think that's a very neutral thing to say, but that's going to be a problem for them.
Yes, we worked around the clock to bring home wrongfully detained Americans and others from Russia in one of the most complicated swaps in history. But they're home. Kamala and I are going to keep working to bring all Americans wrongfully detained around the world home. I mean it. Folks, I've got 5 months left in my presidency. I've got a lot to do. I intend to get it done. It's been the honor of my lifetime to serve as your president. I love the job, but I love my country more. I love my country more. And all this talk about how I'm angry at all those people who said I should step down. That's not true. I love my country more, and we need to preserve our democracy. In 2024, we need you to vote. We need you to keep the Senate. We need you to win back the House of Representatives. And above all, we need you to beat Donald Trump.
Go get a corn dog and hand the mic to Kamala.
Kamala and Tim.
Let's just replace that mic with the corn dog, buddy. Go get yourself an ice cream cone, okay, Jack?
States of America. Look, they'll continue to lead America forward, creating more jobs, standing up for workers.
When you speed up his voice, like he sounds like an old radio announcer for sports.
Growing the economy, lower the cost of American families so they just have a little more breathing room. We've made incredible progress. We have more work to do. And Kamala and Tim will continue to take on corporate greed and bring down cost of food. They'll keep taking on Big Pharma, making insulin $35 a month, not just for seniors, but for everyone in America. And capping prescription drug costs at a total of $2,000, not just for seniors, but for everyone. And folks, that's going to save America again.
Or he
Tens of
sounds like an
billions of
auction
dollars.
announcer, like an auction dude.
Folks, they'll make housing more affordable, building 3 million new homes, providing $25,000 down payment assistance for the first-time home buyer. More than the 10 we approved. Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's another. It's like what's it called technically? But yeah, it's like $2,500 or $25,000 for people who are buying first-time homes. I highly doubt I'll ever be in a position to buy a home, but I guess that's great. I mean, maybe if I moved out of state, but certainly not in California. I don't know, but I like the aspect of renting because you don't have to deal with maintenance. You just call the landlord and they deal with it.
Trump wants a new tax on imported goods, food, gas, clothing, and more. You know what that will cost the average family, according to the experts? $3,900 a year in a tax. No, that's a fact. Kamala and Tim will make the child care tax rate a permanent. Lifting millions of children.
Yeah, but that child tax credit is for whatever kids within the first year of their life. I think it is. It's it's only after the fact, when you file your taxes. It's you could just give a stimulus, right when even before somebody gives birth, so that they can actually use the money for startup costs. So it's that's great, but it's just kind of you could just give the people the money. You don't have to do it in a tax credit. You can do it as a stimulus.
Children out of poverty and helping millions of families get ahead. But you know what Trump has? He created the largest debt any president had in 4 years with his $2 trillion tax cut for the wealthy. Well, Trump has a new plan. He wants to provide a $5 billion tax cut for corporations and the very wealthy. Read it. Put us further in debt. And folks, you know we have 1,000 billionaires in America. You know what their average tax rate they pay? 8.2%. If we just increase our taxes we proposed, the 25%, which isn't the highest tax rate even. It would raise $500 billion new dollars over 10 years. And they'd still be very wealthy. Look, Kamala and Tim are going to make them pay their fair share. They'll protect Social Security and Medicare. Trump wants to cut Social Security and Medicare. Kamala and Tim will protect your freedom. They'll protect your vote, your right to vote. They'll protect your civil rights. And you know, Trump will do.
That makes me think of that stupid thing with Shady Vance, and him talking about like taxing people who don't have children more, and then like diminishing or like minimizing their voting rights. And that to me just sounds like tea spilling words. Like, you know, like what happened to like no taxation without representation? That's like so unconstitutional. Like that is so like it just hearing that makes me want to go into his house, take his Lipton iced tea or Lipton tea bags and just throw them in his toilet. Okay.
Everything.
Them's
to ban
tea spilling
abortion
words.
nationwide. Oh, he will. You know, Kamala and Tim will do everything they possibly can. That's why you have to elect the Senate and the House to restore Roe v. Wade. The ancient Greeks taught us that character is destiny. Character is destiny. For me and Jill, we know Kamala and Doug are people of character. It's been our honor to serve alongside them. And we know that Tim and Gwen Waltz are also people of great character.
Is Tim choking up?
Selecting Kamala was the very first decision I made when I became our nominee. And it was the best decision I made my whole career. We've not only gotten to know each other, we've become close friends. She's tough, she's experienced, and she has enormous integrity, enormous integrity. Her story represents the best American story. And like many of our best presidents, she was also vice president. That's a joke. But she'll be a president our children can look up to. She'll be a president respected by world leaders because she already is. She'll be a president we can all be proud of. And she will be a historic president who puts her stamp on America's future. This will be the first presidential election since January 6th. On that day, we almost lost everything about who we are as a country. And that threat, this is not hyperbole, that threat is still very much alive.
Yes, it is.
Donald Trump says he will refuse to accept the election result if he loses again. Think about that. He means it. Think about that. He's promising a bloodbath if he loses, in his words. And that he'll be a dictator on day one, in his own words. By the way, this sucker means it. No, I'm not joking. Think about it. Anybody else said that in the past, you think he was crazy. He is crazy, but you think it was an exaggeration, but he means it. We can't let that happen. Folks, all of us carry a special obligation. Independents, Republicans, Democrats. We saved democracy in 2020, and now we must save it again in 2024.
There you go.
The vote of each of us cast this year will determine whether democracy and freedom will prevail. It's that simple. It's that serious. And the power is literally in your hands. History is in your hands. Not hyperbole. It's in your hands. America's future is in your hands. Let me close with this. Nowhere else in the world could a kid with a stutter and modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claymont, Delaware, grow up to sit behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office. That's because America is, and always has been, a nation of possibilities. Possibilities. We must never lose that. Never. Kamala and Tim understand that this nation must continue to be a place of possibilities, not just for the few of us, but for all of us. So join me in promising your whole heart to this effort, and where my heart will be. I promise I'll be the best volunteer Harris and Waltz have ever seen. Each of us has a part in the American story. For me and my family, there's a song that means a lot to us. It captures the best of who we are as a nation. The song is called American Anthem. There's one verse that stands out, and I can't sing with the dance.
I'm like, what is the last line?
I'll just quote it. The work and prayers of centuries have brought us to this day. What shall our legacy be? What will our children say? Let me know in my heart, when my days are through, America, America, I gave my best to you.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, I want to listen to Obama real quick, and then we'll watch something fun. Brent, I don't know why you keep going on about Europe. That's a weird... I just want to know if Vice President Harris will cut out Europe and will protect Israel, okay? I don't know. I mean, they're not doing so great with the... helping with the, using their leverage with the ceasefire, if that's what you mean. I don't know what you mean. I don't know why you keep bringing up Europe or why you have a problem. Anyways. I just wanted to... Oh, Jesus. 35 minutes?
Hello, Chicago! Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
This is sped up just a little, not as fast as Biden.
Thank you. Chicago, it's good to be home. It is good to be home, and I don't know about you, but I'm feeling fired up. I am feeling ready to go, even if I am the only person stupid enough to speak after Michelle Obama. I am feeling hopeful because this convention,
oh my God,
has always been pretty good to kids with funny names who believe in a country where anything is possible. Because we have a chance to elect someone who has spent her entire life trying to give people the same chances America gave her. Someone who sees you and hears you and will get up every single day and fight for you. The next president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris. It's been 16 years since I had the honor of accepting this party's nomination for president. And I know that's hard to believe because I have not aged a bit. But it's true.
He does look old as hell.
And looking back, I can say without question that my first big decision as your nominee turned out to be one of my best. And that was asking Joe Biden to serve by my side as vice president.
Obama is a really good speaker. He does really well.
Other than some common Irish blood, Joe and I come from different backgrounds, but we became brothers. And as we worked together for 8, sometimes pretty tough years, what I came to admire most about Joe wasn't just his smarts, his experience. It was his empathy and his decency and his hard-earned resilience, his unshakable belief that everyone in this country deserves a fair shot.
Where's Matt Walsh?
Over the last 4 years, those are the values America has needed most. At a time when millions of our fellow citizens were sick and dying, we needed a leader with the character to put politics aside and do what was right. At a time when our economy was reeling, we needed a leader with the determination to drive what would become the world's strongest recovery. 15 million jobs, higher wages, lower health care costs. At a time when the other party had turned into a cult of personality, we needed a leader who was steady and brought people together and was selfless enough to do the rarest thing there is in politics, putting his own ambition aside for the sake of the country.
Yep. A little late in the game, but
will remember Joe Biden as an outstanding president who defended democracy at a moment of great danger. And I am proud to call him my president, but I am even prouder to call him my friend. Now, the torch has been passed. Now it is up to all of us to fight for the America we believe in. And make no mistake, it will be a fight.
Blah, 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 blah.
When we don't agree with each other, when women are paid the same as men for doing the same job, all families benefit. They understand that we can secure our borders without tearing kids away from their parents. Just like we can keep our streets safe while also building trust between law enforcement and the communities they serve and eliminating bias, that will make it better for everybody. Donald Trump and his well-heeled donors, they don't see the world that way. For them, one group's gains is necessarily another group's loss. For them, freedom means that the powerful can do pretty much what they please, whether it's fire workers trying to organize a union or put poison in our rivers or avoid paying taxes like everybody else has to do. Well, we have a broader idea of freedom. We believe in the freedom to provide for your family if you're willing to work hard. The freedom to breathe clean air and drink clean water and send your kids to school without worrying if they'll come home.
Yeah, send them to school. You don't have to worry about if they're going to come home, because they're not.
Each of us the right to make decisions about our own life, how we worship, what our family looks like, how many kids we have, who we marry. And we believe that freedom requires us to recognize that other people have the freedom to make choices that are different than ours. That's okay. That's the America Kamala Harris and Tim Walz believe in. An America where we, the people, includes everyone. Because that's the only way this American experiment works. And despite what our policy...
Okay.
Instead...
I think I get a pretty good idea of what's going on. Well, yeah, the Democratic Party seems pretty united on the front, pretty positive. They have positive messages, at least. There's not fear-mongering at all, just pretty much a observation on the current state. So, all right, my friends, that's a wrap for taking a look at DNC. We've been at it for like 2.5 hours. Almost, no, yeah, just a little over 2 hours. I was kind of overhearing as I was getting ready for this stream. I had like some body cam footage, like a cop thing on YouTube, and it was sounding kind of funny, and I was gonna log off now and like go catch up with it like on my own, but I thought like maybe I just pull it up here and we watch it, just because like we could just like end off on something a little bit more fun and ridiculous. Let's see, let me try and find it. Let me see. History.
Talking to him.
Okay. Let me switch back. Okay. Let's do some Cop Watch to end the evening on a little bit more lively note. Just for the fuck of it. Let's see. Rich Karen has extreme meltdown with cops after calling 911 5 times. All right, let's go. Let me see.
Intoxicated. Yeah. Because
Let's get the closed captions on.
I've been in Texas. I just got back today. Yes, I've been drinking wine. I'm going to calm down.
Yes, I've been drinking wine.
That's the property line.
Good night, Elise.
Don't do that.
I'm not obstructing anything.
I'm trying to go over and talk to this
I want to be
person.
heard. Go. Own this property. I'm on my own property.
You're obstructing.
No,
Stop.
I'm not.
Stop. I told you what would happen.
Oh, God, what's going on? I want the long
In what
story.
seemed like an ordinary suburb, one woman's growing frustration with her neighbor turned into an all-out feud. Her complaint? Her neighbor's house was too close to hers, and to make matters worse, their car was parked just inches from her own. Over the course of a week, she called the police more than 5 times, demanding action. Each time her complaints grew louder and more insistent, but as officers returned time and again, what began as a petty dispute over property lines and parking took a shocking turn.
Recording.
Charlie 202 headquarters. The person waiting for officers, are they at 2009?
When officers arrived, they sought out the woman who had called them over 5 times because her neighbor was too close to her yard. She had also called the fire department because a light pole wire was hanging too low on her property.
Hello. Hi. Did you call?
Okay.
Did you call us too?
Did you just call us 5 times just now, ma'am?
Mr. Buckland?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Mrs.
Nice to meet you.
Mrs. Buckland.
Nice to meet you.
My husband's
Mrs.
Robert
Buckin?
Allendahl. My
Okay.
son is he lives here with me.
Okay.
My husband passed away 2 years, 7 months ago, okay?
Okay.
I went to Texas. I came back. I just got back today. I seen this.
Ma'am, all he did was ask you if you called. Now we're hearing your whole life story and history. Like we're hearing all your lore.
I'm very upset now. I'm sorry. Record it. I really don't care.
Oh, no, you're fine.
This guy's turned to be
Okay.
a jerk. He's a young punk asshole kid.
That's okay. So
She said to swear.
the other party lives over here.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. 1980, I bought that house. We bought that house, my husband and I.
Okay, so you live there too.
No, I lived here. We lived here. My husband and I lived here. We bought that house.
Okay. Okay.
1983, we sold the house.
Okay.
Steve and Janet Carrera.
Okay.
Who we bought it from was the, which is so funny because,
Yeah, we all know Steve and Janet Carrera. You know,
from the
Steve and
lake.
Janet.
Gives you tickets for no fishing license.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we bought it and all this went down, we're like, oh my God, that's you. You know, he had given my husband a ticket long. I'm talking 50-something years ago. Okay, so I'm going to calm down. I'm at this point. Okay, so I come home to Texas after
You want to go
being
down to
gone.
Sears outlet, buy that outfit?
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
He has pushed and pushed and pushed.
Okay.
My son, he said, can we use your driveway? We have used it for 44 years.
He wanted to use your driveway.
This guy that is not, no. This guy now that is in this house, does not own it.
So he rents it?
I don't know. You ask me. You tell me.
Okay, so you sold it in 19...
Well, if he doesn't own it, he's renting it. And if he's not renting it, he's owning it. Man, there are some holes in that Swiss cheese.
83. This guy now lives here. He's renting it probably or possibly.
No, I don't even know.
Okay, you
It's
don't know.
supposedly his grandparents.
Okay.
Anyways,
the fuck is
he said,
that
yeah,
noise?
You can use it. No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem. Then all of a sudden he walked up to my son. My son has nothing to do with it. I own it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He says, you can't drive up and down the driveway anymore. Dip says, okay, turned around, walked off.
Okay. He doesn't want you guys to drive up and down this
Up
driveway.
and down this driveway, which is a,
Right, like a...
this is private,
like an
that is
easement?
not, yes, ma'am, sir, I'm
Okay.
sorry. So,
Wait a minute. So, but don't you have your own driveway?
Okay.
They want to listen? They can.
Okay. No, they can't.
No, I'm good.
No, that's fire
I'm good.
people.
My father-in-law was a sheriff, so you know what I'm saying? Oh, kick someone's ass. Anyway, go ahead.
Just as you know, it's not electrical.
How are you?
I mean, obviously you
I
figured that
know.
on your own.
Yeah, I'm
So
not
we're
stupid.
just
We're just
We didn't
closing
say
the
you
loop
was,
with
man.
you. We came and talked to them.
What's the
and
lecture? Oh,
talked to you guys just basically.
so there. I
be
guess
careful
there's
running and pull the
some
rest of them down. I'm sure you
power
guys are-
lines
Okay,
or
so what he's
something,
do- this is
like
what he's
phone
doing,
wires that are
okay?
hanging
So
low.
his van and his car is
Yeah.
right on the borderline. Can you legally do that?
Ma'am, we're not getting involved in this. We're just
Yes,
here
you
to tell
are.
you
Well,
that there's no,
well-
no, we're not.
As police officers, as fire department, no, you're not.
Hang on,
Personal.
hang on, ma'am.
I'm asking for help.
I'm trying to relay.
I've been here 50
Ma'am, we're just fire people. We're just the fire department, ma'am. No, we can't get involved with this. They can't, like, that's so funny. Yes, you are. No, no, madam. Like, they could just walk off and ignore it now.
51 years.
Okay. I'm trying to
This
relay
is
perfect
hilarious.
information to you. There's no imminent danger there. Don't back
I
your
know
truck.
you.
Okay, that's okay.
I don't know where. Do you know Robert Allen Dahl?
No, I do not.
Really? Okay.
Ma'am, the other thing too is
I don't want back off. I'm sorry.
this driveway. It might be an easement, but that's also going to be a civil.
Sir, come back, because I don't mean that rudely.
Wait, ma'am, you are rude. That's.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Ma'am, you are rude. Ma'am, you are rude.
Ma'am.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Ma'am,
he's
look.
walking off.
I'm
Jesus.
sorry.
Oh, no. The hands on the hips. Love it.
This guy, I've kept this
Okay.
down here.
Okay. Well, don't take it out on us.
I'm not trying to.
Okay.
I'm really not. I don't want you to feel sorry for me either. I'm not trying to.
Okay.
I'm listening to you because you're a
So-
police officer.
So listen to me real quickly.
Yes, I sound
Okay.
wacky.
Is she sure she's just on wine? Because it sounds like she's taking some, like, pills, too.
Now you're. So, to be frank, there's a couple things going
Please
on.
do.
Okay, you're intoxicated because I can smell it on your breath.
I have drank some wine, yes, because I'm done with this man.
Okay, and I'm what you would call an expert in finding people that are intoxicated.
Okay.
So, but
Does
you're on,
that-
hang on, but listen to me, okay?
Oh my
You're
God.
on your property right now, and that's fine. Okay, but what I'm saying is, you're animated. You're causing this to be a bigger issue than it needs to be. Now listen, the right of way here. That's gonna be a civil issue, okay?
Civil means
Civil means you need to go talk.
Means
to a
you go
lawyer.
talk to a fucking lawyer and go to court and a judge and all
Taking
that.
small
Like, the
claims
police
or
can't do
figure
anything
something
for
out
you.
To talk to an attorney because
we're
that's
talking money.
yeah, because that's a land issue.
Okay. Can I ask you something?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not trying to interrupt you because I'm
Sure. I'm done.
quote unquote intoxicated.
Yeah.
Because I've been in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I just got back today. Yes, I've been drinking wine. I will admit. I don't
Yes,
have no
I've been
problem with
drinking
that, okay?
That's fine. You're on
Wine.
your property. You can do that.
This guy attacks my son. He called the cops one night because some friend of his drove up the driveway, which we've all done for the last 44 years.
Okay.
This guy, he has not seen him for over a year.
But
drove
that
up the
driveway is in
That
front
guy
of, goes to their
waited,
house,
waited,
and you have
waited
your
until
own.
11:39
I don't
when he
understand why
calls
the fuck
cops.
you would need to use
On
that driveway.
My son didn't drive up his driveway. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand
Okay,
that.
so I come home and see this crap. I have grandkids. Do you know how many grandkids I have? Do you know how many great-grandkids I have?
What does that have to do with anything?
Do you care? No, you don't.
This lady's insane.
I've got stuff to
Done.
do, so. Okay.
What's the answer here?
Just stay on your property.
In other words, you're telling me to shut the fuck up, get sober, and deal with it?
I didn't say that at all.
Yes, actually. Very perceptive. That's precisely what you should do.
Said you're
What are you telling me?
intoxicated,
I
you're
don't
causing an
care
issue.
about that.
So.
I'm causing the issue? Then go talk to him and see what kind of
You are
issues.
causing part of this issue. I haven't talked
Really?
to him
Are you?
yet.
What's your name,
Officer Buckland.
sir?
Officer Buckland.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I would choose your words very carefully.
I know I am, sir. I am, sir.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you something right now.
No, I'm going to tell you something. You probably need to get back in your house
Oh.
and do something you can't undo. You understand me?
Oh my God, really?
Yes.
Sir, thank you for your help.
Okay. Go ahead and go back inside
Can
your
I
house.
shake your hand?
You listen to me. No, you listen to me. Go back into your house, lady.
No, just go inside.
No,
Okay,
they
and
don't
I
like
gotta
to
say one more
touch.
thing. You're a very good officer.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, will you please go back inside
Now,
your
can I
house?
get someone older?
You don't need anybody older. Will you please go back inside your house? This doesn't become an issue.
No, because
Is she asking for the manager? Was that a way of asking for the manager? Can I get a cop that's older? Can I speak to your manager?
I'm on my property. You're
Okay.
not.
That's fine. But you causing an issue out here could be a number of
Okay,
things.
do you know him?
I do not.
You honest to God say that.
I do not know him.
You go to the same church as he goes to?
I do not go to the same church as he does. I do not know him. There's an officer over there.
Do you know him from the church? Do you go to the same church? This is insane. This lady is hilarious.
Talking to him right now.
I'm gonna talk to him. Can I?
You can talk to
Am
him.
I allowed to?
You are.
It's a free country.
Just go up to your porch and I'll send that officer back
I'm
over.
so sorry to have bothered any of you.
Okay.
Yes, I drank some wine, and I apologize for that.
Okay, that's fine. You're on your own property. I'm trying to keep things from where you end up going to jail.
Be nice. Calm down.
I'm being
Calm
very nice.
down.
I
He's-
don't think you're a
he's-
threat. I'm being very nice.
He's fucking cool McCools right now. What do you mean calm down?
Nice. I'm trying to keep
You're
you
not really. I mean, you're very professional. I
I'm
would
trying
say.
to keep you from doing something that could cause you to go to jail. That's all I'm trying to do.
Okay, wait. What would cause me to go to jail? I'm
gee, I don't know.
Of things.
Okay, my father-in-law was a sheriff.
Okay, that's fine.
I just need to know what would cause me to go to jail.
There's a whole lot of
I'm being
things.
honest.
And I'm being honest, a whole lot of things.
Like?
Public talks.
Public? I'm on my own property.
You are right now, but you were over there on that property earlier.
You
when I
could not
came
be
up,
on your
which
property
isn't your
if you
property.
keep at it, and if you don't
So,
calm down and go back in your house.
There's a whole list, and I'm not going to go down them because I don't have that much time. But please just go up to your property, to your...
Don't have that much time.
To your...
Get off my property.
The woman would walk away from the officers as they attempted to take a statement from the neighbor, but she would blow the situation completely out of proportion.
I see the wires.
I have no idea, ma'am. I'm not a surveyor.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do
But
that.
That's the property line.
That's stupid. Don't do that.
No, it's
Yeah, I know. Don't do that. It's attached to two poles that have power on it.
My husband was a nice...
She's all pushing into it. Is this the property line? Is this the property line? God damn. No, he's not a surveyor. A city surveyor comes to your property and shows you precisely where your property line is. Like, cops, they really can't do much over property lines or defining it for you. Like, she's all like... I think that's what the fire people were there for, because they were talking about lines that were hanging too low, and the fire people were like, it's fine as long as you don't, like, you know, drive into it.
So, like Christian.
I don't
Who do you
care.
think ran this freaking line? He's licensed. Right here in Oklahoma, Lightning Electric.
Ma'am, we're still talking to him.
I bet you.
Okay, so that driveway kind of like is between their places, and it looks like there's a portion of it that goes on the other side of her house, but you still have that whole other driveway. Like, what's the big fucking deal? Because I've been doing it for 44 years, since 1983. Like, big whoop. Things change.
You are.
Okay. Do not make me take you to jail for obstruction.
Do it.
I do not want
I'm not obstructing anything.
I'm trying to go over and talk to this
I want to be
person.
heard. Go.
Okay.
Cassie, good night, Cassie. She's about to get tackled, though. At this point, see, this is why I could never be a police officer, because I would just tase her.
No, you need to
Ma'am.
this property. Do you own this property? I'm on my own property.
You're obstructing. Stop.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
there we go.
Stop. I told you what would happen. Stop.
No, I'm
Whoop,
not.
whoop.
You fucked up.
Get on the ground. Stop that.
Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't do this sooner. Like, the cop actually kept his cool for up until the end. Oh my god, now we're screaming.
You broke my leg and my arm. I'm not
You broke my leg and my arm.
Over.
I can't. Oh.
God, lady.
Oh my god. Oh my god. My leg's broke.
No, it's not.
David!
No, it's not.
It is. Yes, it is. Oh my god. You broke my leg. You broke my leg.
Can you get off your arm?
I
Are you,
can't.
no, are you
Stop.
able to get off your arm?
No. Oh my god. It's
Huh? Okay.
It's broke. No,
You
it's
would
not.
know if your leg is broke.
Yes,
It's
it-
like the most painful
Fuck
thing
out.
ever.
This way, right?
I want an ambulance 911, please. I didn't cross it. David!
You didn't cross it, but you're not allowing us
Oh
to
my
talk.
god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
you
God.
you
Oh my
keep
God.
fucking distracting him
Oh
from
my
doing
God.
their job. She is one good one heretical. She's one box wine away from a taser.
I'm not like Ellie. I'm on my own property. You can't arrest me.
Obstruction. You're
You
yelling at
just
us
got
while we're
arrested.
not talk.
Obstructing.
Ma'am,
If he wasn't yelling at me.
he wasn't because he couldn't get a word in, and we're trying to make you guys stop.
Oh,
Okay?
sir. My leg is broke.
Okay, we have an ambulance on the way to check
Thank
you
you.
out.
Oh my fuck.
Okay?
Yeah, technically they still have. If somebody requests
Okay, we
like
got
an
an ambulance
ambulance,
on the
they
way.
have to call it. Oh Jesus.
Who's David? Is it your son?
David!
Do you want me to go get him?
David!
Okay.
Nope.
Help
I'm
us,
on my own
David.
here.
Okay.
My...
David's gone. David's sick of her shit.
Okay, that's fine.
Because you don't understand anything. You look just like him.
No, I don't know him, ma'am.
Who?
Okay, I tried to tell you that
You're
earlier.
lying to me.
I do not know him.
You wasn't trained.
Okay.
Man,
Shit, you
she's
broke my
crazy.
leg. I'm not kidding.
I'm not
No,
trying to break
it's
your leg,
broke.
ma'am.
You broke my leg.
I don't want you pulling
that
away
was
from me.
ridiculous.
I don't want you pulling away from me.
David's inside with headphones on.
No
Wild.
idea, ma'am.
Oh God, take a wild guess.
I have no idea how old you are.
How old do you think I am?
I do not know.
How old do you think I am? Answer the goddamn question.
I do not know how old you are. Okay?
50, 40.
I don't know.
60, 70, 80.
I don't know. I'm gonna
Take a wild guess.
Why does that matter, man?
Does that have to be cutting off my circulation?
Fuck is
Lily?
happening right now?
That one.
The fuck is happening?
Oh, my legs broke. I can tell you this. Oh, his legs broke. That was ridiculous. I have seen a lot of shit on TV, but that.
Okay.
Oh.
This is a
oh my God.
like I don't know, because some people are just crazy, but I'm like, this can't just be wine. But that might just be her actual personality. It's just now that she's on wine, like.
You know, I was hit by a car at 65 miles an hour
When was
on
that?
a bicycle.
How long
when I
ago
was
was
a
that?
teenager. When I was a teacher. Guess what?
Okay. What?
I broke my collarbone only.
Okay.
How does that make you feel now, jackass?
Ma'am, I don't know.
Take me Jeff as being calling you a jackass because you are.
Okay. No, the reason I'm taking you to jail
No.
is obstruction
no,
and public intoxication. I saw you over here
Bullshit!
while you're intoxicated.
And
Okay?
a rib. And, oh God, a rib.
Okay. Well,
Oh, that's leg broke.
She must have dementia. Jesus.
You get my phone and do it?
no, they're coming. We already
You're
called
a
them.
jackass, you know it?
Okay.
I bet you're 24
You're
years
jack.
old.
I love the
Be
term
off.
jackass so
How long
much.
have you been in the police officer?
Long enough, man.
Really? My husband, oh God, Jesus.
Oh no, she's
Christ.
crying.
I hope you're happy. Take me to jail now.
Who are you yelling
Yeah,
at?
you should be yelling and take me to jail now.
Okay,
Right
who,
now.
Who are you yelling at, ma'am?
Yeah, this woman is
Jackass.
wasting law
You
enforcement
have no
time.
idea what kind of jackass he is.
Okay.
And she's already called she's already called 911 like 5 times this weekend. Like I'm wondering if they could also nail her for like misuse of 911.
Don't even care to find out. Oh, am I on his property? Oh my God!
No,
Have I
you're
crossed the
not.
electrical lines?
You're not.
You don't know what kind of person he is. That man, I own this house, not my son.
Okay.
He has never said one word to me. Not one word out of your ass.
Don't kick me.
Oh, wow, you kicked my ass for no reason.
No, you pulled
I
away
was
from me.
not.
I was trying to detain you.
I'm a 7-year-old woman,
Okay.
asshole.
Oh, now we
Okay,
know
that's
she's
fine.
70.
That is not a threat. Have you seen me move my leg since? No, you haven't.
I
It's
haven't.
broke.
Okay, that's fine. We have an ambulance coming. They'll check
I
you
don't
out.
fucking give a shit.
Okay.
My leg is broke.
Walk off now.
I'm not going
I
to
don't
walk
want
off.
you.
Yes, I
I'm
had
not gonna
some
leave you here by yourself.
wine.
That's fine.
My leg is broke.
The ambulance is showing up.
This guy's a jackass.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Garris.
Hello, Mr. Garris. Sergeant Garris.
What's going on today?
She's acting pretty calm for a broken leg.
In front of him.
Okay.
You want me to leave?
No, let me stay.
No, he's
What is
like,
going on
please
upstairs?
let me leave, please. I'm sure.
You really want to know?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I do.
My
So
leg
it's
is
our show.
broke.
Okay. Why don't we let them get you in there, and then
That man's paying for it.
and then we can talk.
That man's
7
paying
years
for
old.
it.
We'll get them over here and get you situated so you can get off the ground. Okay.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Hey.
David's her son. Nah, he's
know.
he's inside like
Thanks.
playing like Call of Duty or something with his headphones on.
I'll let you guys talk. Go to the PI. She's over here in this guy's yard.
Where do you want her transported?
Good. I had to walk away though. I don't have your guys' authority.
Yeah. Well, yeah. She was also pushing on these power lines.
The woman was taken to the local hospital where it was discovered that her legs were not broken at all.
Surprise.
She was also met with handcuffs during her discharge from the hospital. Additionally, she filed a lawsuit against the police force, claiming that the officer used excessive force. However, the lawsuit was denied just a year later. Write a comment below and let us know what you think.
Okay, but what did she get charged with? Did she get charged with anything, or did they just dismiss all that? Like, because they got her on interference. Anyways, funny. Maybe we'll do Cop Watch some more on Friday. So my lovelies, that concludes our Wednesday. We watched a bunch of DNC speeches. I mean, I cut Obama short, but I pretty much get it. I mean, everybody's got a lot of inspiration. They're hopeful. They're very unified. They don't do all the fear mongering that the Republicans do. So we'll keep an eye and see how they do. But anyways, thank you so much, everybody who came tonight. And we will be live streaming Friday because last Friday totally bombed. It bombed so bad I had to just delete it. But I am fixing that gaming issue because I've done it before. So we'll fix that, and then we'll have a redemption gaming night for the chapter 2. So, but until then, enjoy your Thursday. I don't know if I'll be in the stream for Morgue tomorrow or not. I have a hair appointment because I'm getting a haircut finally, which means Friday I'll be looking sharp as shit. Sharp as shit. Anyways, take care, everybody. Good to see you all. And we'll see you Friday. We'll see you when we see you. All right. Bye.